word waves, probably a picture of a water wave pops up in your head. But believe it or not, there are many different types of waves. But let's first understand the meaning of a wave. Wave is a disturbance that involves the transfer of energy through a medium or space. Note, a wave doesn't transfer particles of a medium or matter. It only transfers energy. A wave can be described as either electromagnetic or mechanical. Electromagnetic waves, they are waves that can travel through space and they don't need matter. However, mechanical waves are waves that can't travel through a space and they need matter. But waves can also be described as transverse waves and longitudinal waves. Transverse waves is a wave that vibrates the particles of matter up and down or perpendicular to the direction of the wave's motion. An example of that might be light waves. Here, this is a transverse wave. A transverse wave is made up of crests and troughs. A crest is the highest point in a transverse wave, while the trough is the lowest point in the wave. You can think of it as a mountain and a valley, where the crest is a mountain and the trough is the valley. Longitudinal waves is a wave that vibrates the particles of matter back and forth or parallel to the direction of the wave's motion. An example of that would be sound waves. This is a longitudinal wave. Longitudinal waves are made up of compressions or rarefactions. A compression is an area where the particles are close together, while rarefactions are areas where the particles are far apart from each other. Now let's learn about the properties of a wave. Let's first start with the amplitude. The amplitude is the maximum distance the particles of a medium vibrate from the rest position. The unit is measured in meters. Fun fact! The larger the amplitude, the more energy the wave is carrying. Another property would be wavelength. A wavelength is the distance between two corresponding parts of a wave, and it's also measured in meters. That means that it is the distance between one point on a wave and the exact same place on the second wave. Another one might be frequency. It is the number of waves that pass a given point in 1 second. It describes how often the waves occur. Unit is measured in hertz, while periods is the time taken for one complete wave to pass a certain point. The unit is measured in seconds. Wavefronts. It is the first part that you meet from the wave. They are parallel, equidistant lines passing by the crests of the wave. However, the ray of the wave is the ray drawn perpendicular to the wavefront, and it indicates the direction of the wave. The speed of a wave is how fast or slow the wave travels in a certain medium. It depends on the type of the wave and the medium the wave is traveling through. As an example, light travels the fastest in empty space and the slowest in solids, while sound travels the fastest in solids and the slowest in gases. There are two mathematical equations that are used to calculate waves. The speed equals to the frequency times the wavelength. Speed, frequency, wavelength. Or we can calculate the speed by dividing the distance by the time. Speed, distance, time. While waves travel in a straight line, however, they can also bend or change directions. They do change directions in one of these processes. During reflection, a wave hits a boundary that separates two media and then bounces back to the first medium. Light waves reflect or bounce off the mirror and hit your eyes. That's how you were able to see yourself in the mirror. diffraction. When a wave hits a boundary separating two media and transmits to the second medium, it refracts or bends due to the change in its speed. Since light travels through two different media, in this case from air to water, it bends due to the difference in speeds. That is the reason why the pencil appears to be broken. Now talking about diffraction, it is when a wave moves around a barrier or through an opening in a barrier. It bends and spreads out. That's how you're able to hear sounds around corners or through open doors. Now, in order to have diffraction, the width of the gap has to be less than the wavelength. However, if the width of the gap is equal or greater than the wavelength of the wave, then no diffraction will occur. Thanks all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Always keep trying, and we'll catch you guys all in the next one. Bye!